Let's try to take one quick last look at the antlers here at the house. We've looked at videos through several days here, and as far as the deer around the house, and I want to take one little quick look here. We do have several of the boys here this morning. Kind of take a look and see what we've got exactly, and kind of level things out there a little bit for y'all. It's a cool, crisp fall morning out here. You can look and see, of course, the leader of the pack, TC, huge deer, well over 300 pounds. Look at that body on that deer, and look at that rack. He's never was able to get all of that velvet off. Kind of take a look at him, that little bit there on his port side. It's got velvet on it. Everybody's favorite, of course, is everybody's favorite is Ot 6, who turned into a one-sided deer because he caught one of his antlers in a fence last year. Up at the pins, probably fighting with the deer and a buck in the pins, and pulled that one side out about 1 inch under his skull, and he bled quite a bit, and we thought he would probably bleed to death. We were really worried about him, and he did not. And then he grew back 9 points on that one side. And I know those of you have not been with us very long. We're adding about 100 people a day to this farm channel right now this week. That's only been over the last week or so, so it's not been doing that every day. I wish it would, but obviously the Google people over at YouTube are showing our videos to a few more people. We're having a lot more people subscribe. We've added 500 or 600 in the last 5 or 6 days, which is really good. And I want to welcome all of you new folks. I keep welcoming you, and I know a lot of you. We've got 120 some odd thousand people on this channel, 120,000, 121,000. And I know y'all said, hey, I've been here since day one, and I appreciate y'all so much. And many of y'all have been here since day one. And you see a nice buck out there in the background. That buck is one that has come in here. He's a wild buck. She's been running around. We have another wild buck over here that's come in. And you can see that he's got a beautiful rack on one side. It's a little messed up on the other side. And that deer could be one of TC's boys also. And the reason I say that is TC, has never had a perfect rack. I bought TC here in Oklahoma from a friend over here. Paid quite a bit of money for him, but he's done a lot of breeding and producing a lot of big bucks. And he's Forrest's daddy, and that's worth a lot to me right there. That's probably, I can't see exactly over there, that deer behind us, but that's probably little Lucky number 13, which has got some little tiny horns. It's his first horn, so we know from our experience with Stoopy that he could probably end up being a really big deer. Not necessarily guaranteed, but if he's got the right genes in him, he could end up being a really big deer. I do not see Forrest right here at the feeder this morning, but I have seen Forrest quite a bit the last 24 hours. That is healing. It's gonna just kind of scab over, and I don't know what happened. I talked to Cade, my veterinarian at church this week, and he said that he bet that hair grows back over his leg. And he looked at the video. I showed him what little video I had of him, and I've been pampering Forrest a lot. That's a little 13. You can see that little tiny narrow rack, but he's got a lot of points on it. He's an 8-point. He's an 8-point, and he's pretty friendly. He comes up here and visits with me. That's his very first horns right there. Very first antlers, and he's looking good. So take this one last little look at the deer here at the house. Looking good, looking good. I sure love these deer. Oh, pose for me, big boy. I didn't have to go very long. I just got in here, and Wild Child got up and came over here to me. Now, so far, little Whitey's laying over there. Whitey looked like he had a cold or something, and I gave him a shot. Apache and I just gave him a shot the other day. Apache held him, and I gave him a shot. He appears to be a whole lot better, and here he comes over here. He's still not feeling great, but I don't think he's hurt, other than I think maybe he's got a little cold. His eyes are not great. He's not watering around the mouth or anything. His eyes are just kind of, these guys, they take him a little bit longer to eat a carrot. Hey, come up here, guys. I can't even see y'all down there. Where are y'all anyway? I don't know where they are. Y'all are down the hill a little bit on me, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see them right there or not. But we'll show a lot of these, of course, during the regular video of the twin eagle deer, the deer at the ranch. the herd. The wild child's about, her eyes look nice and pretty and clear, and his got a little bit of cold in them this morning, but they don't look bad at all. I've got almost 2 full pounds of carrots here. I know that I've got, back behind me, I've got, back behind me, I have got Prince Charming. That's good. I'll just rearrange this camera and see if we can get him right in here where we can look at him. Well, now to rearrange the camera, he decided to walk off. Come here, Prince Charming. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on, buddy. Come on up here. Come on, buddy. Come on up here. Here you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Atta boy. Atta boy. We can take a look at those big, beautiful antlers right there. And they are big and they are beautiful. I got a lot of carrots here, so my little guys, babies over there saying, what about us, Jimmy? Little baby boys there getting a few tossed over to them. There's a couple of y'all. One went in and one stayed in here. But most of these are for you, big boy. That one side of his horns is looking good. One side is broken off. You can just see how big and beautiful he is. Now, this guy will eat them in a hurry. He does chew them up a little bit. He does chew them up a little bit. The babies get carrots every day. And he gets watermelon stuff from the garden just about every day. But he doesn't necessarily get carrots, although Apache does feed him carrots also. Everybody gets carrots, that's right. There you are, guys. You can eat about 3 while they're eating 1, can't you? Yeah, you can eat about 3 while they're eating 1. Yes, you can. And your little boys over there, what you think maybe is your he's trying to get down. He's trying to get down, getting that bag because he's smelling the bags smelling carrots through the bag. I'm getting low on him right here. He's still got a little of that velvet that he couldn't get off of his either, and it's just going to be there, I guess. You know, sometimes you have them during season when it just stays there, and I guess that's the deal. Okay, guy, that's empty. But anyway, y'all can take a look at him. He's beautiful. He looks good. His eyes look good. He doesn't have the cursed blue tongue. He looks fine. Ooh, he just about hit me in the mouth with that. He's wanting another carrot's what he's wanting. Okay, guys and girls, I'll wrap this video up right here and wrap it up and just talk to you about what's going on over here. Many of y'all suggested, and some of y'all have seen some of the other videos earlier this week, know that we've talked about this, but many of y'all had suggested that, that possibly it's the blue tongue. Get a little light on the matter here. Y'all would probably like to look level, wouldn't you, instead of standing on one leg. I'm kind of standing on one leg on the side of this hill right now, but many of y'all have suggested that possibly, well, not many, but a few of you suggested possibly it might be blue tongue, and it certainly was. We have explained blue tongue in a couple of videos earlier this week, but blue tongue is a dreaded deer killer. I'm talking about a dreaded deer killer, and it's killed 8 or 9 of our deer this year, including Snow White. Snow White, I gave her 2 or 3 shots, and all those shots do is just kind of keep them alive a little bit. Blue tongue, again, guys and girls, for those of you that hadn't seen it, I know we've talked about it before in years past. Blue tongue is a disease caused by minions, or some people call them no-see-ums or gnats, but they're little minions, midges, some of them call it, little minions that get in the deer. They're little tiny insects that you can't hardly see. And of course, now we put down numeric acid on the ground in the yard as well as in all the enclosures. We put another deal, I can't remember what they're called, but they're little tiny fly larvae type deal that they go down in the ground underneath stuff and eat the eggs, and so it holds the flies down. We also spray. We do all of the above. And we have kept the last couple of years our fly population real small. But now these little midgeons are totally different deals. They're totally different animals. They don't react like flies. But what happens is they will get inside of a deer's nose and lay eggs. And once those eggs mature and get larger, they suffocate the deer. The deer actually ends up bleeding out inside. When we find the deer, they've got blood coming out of their mouth. And in the past, and we've had this happen in the past, last year was not bad at all. We've had 2 or 3 years ago, it was horrible. 2 or 3 years ago, supposedly, in Oklahoma and some of the other states, blue tongue wiped out about 60% of the deer population, and some breeders lost 80 and 90% of their deer to blue tongue. It's only in the south, doesn't happen up north. These deer that come from Iowa have never had any, they don't have any immunity to it, so that hurts a little bit. Your herd will develop some immunity to it, and we haven't had any problems at all. Hardly. We've had a little bit. You're going to lose one or two, but it happens to the deer in the wilds also. The deer in the wild are dying of blue tongue, really probably the exact same percentages that they're dying here in the pens. I've explained that their biggest enemy is cold, those midgeons, and it's got down really, really cold here this week, and hopefully that is behind us. We don't know for sure, but hopefully that is behind us. But anyway, now we know the deal. Some of y'all suggested blue tongue, and I think I might have commented back to you and told you no, I was pretty sure it wasn't, because it's totally different symptoms. But my veterinarian, Cade Koppenbarger, who's also a good friend and goes to our church, spent about an hour or two in reading and studying blue tongue one morning, and all the conditions matched, which I knew they did, except I'd never seen that white lesions on their tongue, and sometimes it's a blue lesion on there. I'd never seen that happen before, and that's why I thought it was something else. But it was just me and my stupidity, and probably me and a little bit of a hope. You know, I'm always looking for something positive, and it might be me in hoping that it was something I could cure with a shot, or putting something in the water, or pouring something on their feed, or doing something that would cure whatever has killed the deer. But we ended up losing 8 or 10 deer, does and fawns alike, you know, not 10 of each, but we lost 8 or 10 deer, and of both does and fawns. We lost Snoopy. I really do not believe that Snoopy, because he was perfectly healthy. We know when these deer get blue tongue. We can tell it, and there's nothing we can do about it, but we can keep them alive a few more days, and that's about it. But Snoopy was perfectly healthy one day and died the next. Could have had a heart attack, you never know. Could have done, I don't know what might have happened. But anyway, deer do that just like humans do it. That was the deer that hurt the most to lose, was of course Snoopy, and it really hurts a lot to lose Snow White. And we have no white albino for this guy to breed with. We may get one between now and then. I'm not sure if that's even possible. I'll be talking to Adam Hagelin in Iowa. Hagelin Farms, the best deer breeder in the entire nation, and raises the biggest deer that there are. And I'll just see what we can do there, and we may see if maybe we can wait and get a bred doe in the spring that won't be very far away from having her babies, or we might be able to get a doe right now. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, his herd of albinos is not very large, but I might be able to get one. So I just don't really know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There might be. You never can tell. There might be somebody here in Oklahoma that's got some albinos that I might be able to get a hold of, that might get one or two that to put in here. And I've got one white-tailed deer in here with him that was raised here in a pen, raised here on the ranch. It's in here with him. She's got a tag in her ear, so it's legal to put her in an enclosure. I might move split ear down here if I can. So we're going to see what happens. But anyway, it's sad, but now we know what it is. Those of you that suggested blue tongue were absolutely 100% correct. And I guess I fought that belief because I wanted something that I could cure them from. The bright thing is freezing weather kills the midgeons, and they'll be gone till sometime in the future, next year. And secondly, we still have a lot of deer that are fine and they're healthy. And also, that blue tongue is not contagious. It's not something they can pass from one deer to another. Guys and girls, you go out there and have you a great time this week. Have a lot of fun. Put a smile on everybody's face that you meet, and remember, I sure do love you.